The Archaic Triad was the oldest and most important group of deities in the earliest period of Roman religion. Long before the famous Capitoline Triad of Jupiter, Juno, and Minerva became the spiritual center of Rome, the Archaic Triad consisted of Jupiter, Mars, and Quirinus. These three gods represented the essential foundations of early Roman society: divine authority, military strength, and the civic life of the Roman people. Together, they reflected the values of a young agricultural and warrior community that was gradually growing into one of the most powerful civilizations of the ancient world. Jupiter stood at the head of the Archaic Triad as the supreme god of the sky, thunder, and divine law. He was regarded as the protector of justice, sacred oaths, and political authority. Early Romans believed that Jupiter watched over both rulers and ordinary citizens, ensuring that promises were kept and that the god's will was respected. His favor was considered essential for the success of the state, and many public ceremonies, sacrifices, and treaties were performed in his name. As Rome expanded, Jupiter's role became even greater, eventually making him the chief deity of the Roman pantheon. Mars occupied the second position within the triad, but his earliest character differed significantly from the later Roman god of war. In the earliest traditions, Mars was not only a protector of soldiers, but also a guardian of agriculture, livestock, and fertile fields. Since Rome's first citizens depended heavily on farming, Mars was believed to protect both crops and communities from external threats. As Roman society became increasingly military, his identity gradually shifted toward warfare and conquest, eventually becoming one of the empire's most celebrated gods. Even so, traces of his original agricultural role remained visible in many ancient Roman festivals and religious rituals. The third member of the Archaic Triad, Quirinus, is perhaps the most mysterious of the three gods. Ancient Roman writers offered several explanations for his identity, but he was generally regarded as the divine protector of the Roman people in their peaceful civic life. While Mars represented citizens as soldiers defending the state, Quirinus symbolized those same citizens as farmers, craftsmen, and members of an organized community. Some traditions even identified Quirinus with the deified Romulus, the legendary founder of Rome, who was believed to have become a god after his mysterious disappearance. This connection strengthened Quirinus's role as the guardian of Roman citizenship and national unity. The three gods together represented the complete structure of early Roman society. Jupiter embodied religious and political authority, Mars defended the community through military strength, and Quirinus protected the everyday life of the Roman people. This division reflected the practical organization of early Rome, where religion, warfare, and civic responsibility were closely connected. Rather than existing independently, the three deities worked together to preserve balance, stability, and prosperity within the growing Roman state. The importance of the Archaic Triad was reinforced through Rome's earliest priesthoods. Each god possessed his own senior priest, known as a Flamen Major. The Flamen Dialis served Jupiter, the Flamen Martialis served Mars, and the Flamen Quirinalis served Quirinus. These three high priests ranked among the most prestigious religious officials in Rome and performed numerous sacred ceremonies throughout the year. Their existence demonstrates how central the Archaic Triad was to Roman religion long before the empire reached its greatest power. As Rome expanded through contact with the Etruscans and Greeks, its religious system evolved considerably. Around the late regal period and early Republic, the Archaic Triad gradually gave way to the Capitoline Triad of Jupiter, Juno, and Minerva. This newer group reflected stronger Etruscan and Greek influences and became associated with the magnificent temple of Jupiter Optimus Maximus on the Capitoline Hill. Although Quirinus and Mars remained important gods, the religious focus of the Roman state increasingly centered on the newer triad, which better reflected the needs of a growing Mediterranean empire. Despite being overshadowed by later religious developments, the Archaic Triad remained fundamental to Rome's earliest identity. It represented a society rooted in agriculture, military discipline, religious devotion, and civic cooperation. Modern historians view the triad as a valuable window into the beliefs of Rome before it became a vast imperial power. Through Jupiter, Mars, and Quirinus, the Archaic Triad expressed the ideals that shaped the Roman character from its earliest beginnings: respect for divine authority, readiness to defend the community, and commitment to the shared responsibilities of citizenship.